thought Victor had already started. I thought that's what y'all was doing.
No, I was just looking.
Yeah. The red light is on. Got my queens behind me tonight.
Finally. Mm-hmm.
Black women.
All right, guys. I apologize. Let's go.
That's some good music.
You know what? Listen. This show is about to be on fire tonight because the enemy is trying to play with me.
Mm-hmm.
Welcome to Tangy Tea of Life, everybody. I'm your host, Veronica.
Man, sound like you dropped the bell before you hit it, but that's okay. I don't have the bell, y'all, so don't blame me tonight.
If you don't have a bell, do not critique anybody's bell.
I'll go down to my car and get my bell, okay?
No. Watch Listen, real time is what we're on, and little technical difficulties there. My brother Victor Dammit Boy White is back with us tonight.
Damn. Okay.
Oh, so you get all those bells.
You deserve that, bro. You deserve that.
You gave me one, and you gave me a tap at that. It's all good. Brother Fatine is back with us from WBLS radio station.
Whoa, what the hell? Sound like a typewriter there.
Right? Okay. And Sister Neek is back with us again tonight. Yes.
It's Jen Neek.
I was about to say, I'm going to get the same bell ring.
That's right.
Oh, yo, that's Lord.
You get one bell, Neek. He's not right. Oh, gosh. Technology.
What happened?
Apology, guys. I've been having internet issues, but we've been trying to get on here since 8 o'clock, right? We were going to be on time tonight, right? But unfortunately, things happen out of our control. So we are here. We are live. Welcome to Tangy Tea of Life. This is where we talk about any and everything. We are so glad to be back with you tonight. What's going on, Thomas? Patricia, hello. Tracy, Jason. Hey, Tyrone.
Appreciate it. Thank you, everybody. Thank you.
Why is everybody congratulating you?
My son was born Tuesday at 10:15 in the morning.
Oh,
congratulations.
Okay. Oh, well,
so it's a week. Today's a week.
I was going to say something else happened that I missed.
Yeah, Saturday. Well, you didn't miss it, but I got to give props to the fellas, Victor, for the male table talk. You know, it was really good. I was really I'm glad I was able to participate on the show like that. And Victor, kudos and for putting it together, and appreciate the participation. Veronica even snuck in there with some questions and comments and everything. But thank everybody for their support.
Yes.
It was really stressful, but yes.
I must say that it was a really show. Nah, it was a really great show. You guys did good. The questions was on point. I enjoyed it. I really did. I enjoyed it. So hopefully next time we get together, because I was planning on having an all-female show. Of course, we're still going to do that. Neek, are you down?
Yes, ma'am.
And so John and a few of the other guys want to have a female and a male show. We definitely gonna make that happen as well. So yes, I am excited about that and all that's going to be headed your way from Tangy Tea of Life. So get ready. What's up, Tasha? Hey, Mr. Sammy. Good evening from San Antonio.
Gonna be an
Yeah.
umbrella. It's gonna be an
Huh?
umbrella. Tangy T will be the parent, and everything else under that. My whole thing was, um, I didn't I didn't want to do anything under that because of if it didn't do well, I didn't want it to look like Tangy T failed to do something.
Okay.
So, it wasn't no shade towards anybody. It's just the fact that that was like what you call it when they first put a pilot. You know what I'm saying? But I had no intentions on, and I told everybody it was gonna be a one and done for me. But
You're
so
not
I
gonna
was
do it
like,
again?
huh?
You're
Oh,
not
yeah,
gonna do it again?
we're doing it.
Yeah, we're gonna do one more, but
Mhm.
this time I think the production will be a little different, the flyer be a little different, and now that our feet are wet, we can improve on everything that we did not get a chance to do. I don't want to change the format, but I think broadcasting, that it won't be a every week thing or every 2 or 3 week thing, but it'll be under the umbrella of the Tangy T. So it'll be like a Tangy T presents this. And so when people look at it, they can say, okay, this is the parent company and this is everything that's production under that.
Right.
That's
Yeah.
what I was thinking. So,
Right. And let me just say this. I watched some comments out there, not from, and again, I thank everybody for the support, but I saw some comments today. And, I think there's a misconception here when we did this show, because a lot of times when Kevin Samuel's name was brought up, and God bless his soul, if you liked or disliked him, a lot of folks say it's not always what he said, it's how he said it. And one of the things that this was not about women bashing, it was just about men having a platform to talk about how we think and how we feel on things. And I think it gets misconstrued because I looked at some comments today and it's like, it's not us against them. It's having a better understanding of what some of our points of views, with it not being so contentious at times. Yes, we can come together. We come together on Tangy T to talk our opinions, but sometimes it gets contentious, and that's what is good. That's good podcasting, good radio, good whatever. But sometimes we just want to be heard without combating, just to be understood. And a lot of times women say, we don't understand y'all. So that's why we had a all men's platform to have that kind of conversation where we got a chance to say how we felt without somebody questioning, this is wrong or that is wrong, because that's how we feel and that's how we think. Don't mean it could be right, it could be wrong, but that was our perspective on life.
Well, let me jump in. Let me go back to what Victor said, and I appreciate you, Victor, for clearing that up. Um, Sometimes Victor and I have misunderstanding, and I love Victor like a brother. And when him and I are, going through whatever we're going through, and it's not like anybody's business, but I'm just throwing it out there. Like when, we go through our little thing, whatever it may be, we always come back together as one. So I appreciate you clearing that up, sir. Thank you so much. But yeah, so like I said, it was a really good show, and I'm glad you guys had a chance to do it and have your all male show. Um, that being said, welcome to Tangy Tea of Life. We have a lot of great things in store that hopefully we're going to be working on soon when it comes to Tangy Tea of Life. We've been um, Tangy Tea of Life started back in 2019, and it has grown tremendously, and it has came a very long way. Remember, Victor, we was at the rec, well, not the rec, but the Pine Recreational Center, where I actually have my fitness classes for my seniors. Uh, Victor and I, we used to do the show there, Tawan and all of us. And look at us now. We have really stepped our game up. So I appreciate you, Victor, for riding with me. For Tina, I appreciate you because you join on one of the shows back in 2019, and then you became a regular on the show. So I appreciate you as well. Neat, you're one of us now. Even though I haven't officially asked you to become a part of Tangity of Life, but you are definitely one of us. Should I do that right now?
Oh God.
Oh,
That put me on the spot. Okay.
hey, Tangity of Life from the host Veronica, Victor and Fatine have my back. We're asking you on the spot tonight, or I'm asking you. I'm quite sure my brothers are going to have my back as we ask you to officially join the show Tangity of Life. Please let us know if that will be something that you will be interested in doing.
Sure.
No. Just sure.
Hey,
Yeah, sure.
you
Y'all
heard
put
it
me on
here.
the spot. I don't know how to act. I'm
Yeah.
awkward.
You awkward?
Yes, I'm very socially
Just
awkward.
think you in the club, somebody trying, come on,
Wait a
Oh.
minute. Wait a minute.
Okay, here we go.
That wasn't right.
So 2-3 weeks ago,
Uh-oh.
Oh wow. Okay, go
somebody
ahead.
told me that I didn't know how to accept things, and I may have some kind of defect because I didn't have any social skills. So let me extend that same slight to you.
What? Because I don't know how to respond to certain things. You don't try. You just become rude. I said, sure. I was nice. You be like, you just walk off, or you throw it out and say, don't make it weird.
So
And don't make it weird right now. Welcome to the show, Neek. Glad to have you a part of the show. Let me tell you, I took a chance there because I just put Neek on the spot. Like I didn't talk to Victor about this. I didn't talk to Fatine about this. I just went for it. I thought the time was right. So here we are. And I'm glad
you took it. You took it.
Yeah.
So when Neek does a Me Too, she can say Veronica took it.
You know what? Why do you always have to go over the hill and back? All right. Well, there you go. Welcome, Nick. Welcome.
Thank
so
you.
glad to have you a part of the show.
Happy to be a part of it.
Sounds good.
Glad. Victor, Fatine, anything you all have to say?
Well, welcome aboard, Neek. And just a shout out to one of our Tangy T supporters and my first cousin who is a sister who supports the show, Pat Adams. Big birthday is coming up this Thursday, and we got a big party this Saturday. We got New York, Philadelphia, and all folks coming into Florence to tear this town down, starting Friday night through Saturday night into Sunday morning. So I just want to wish her a happy, it's a milestone birthday, but I'm not going to put her age out there, but it's out there on the flyer, but I'm not going to put it out there. But she does not act her age. When I say act her age, she doesn't show it. She really knows how to live life and get down. So happy birthday to my big sister and my first cousin, Pat Adams. Happy birthday this coming Thursday.
All right, Miss Pat. Yes, very nice lady. I love Miss Pat.
Thank you.
Been knowing Miss Pat for years, and her daughter. Mm-hmm. All right, so let's get started. We do have an email letter. Hey, Miss Jacqueline.
Is this the one from last week that you didn't do last week that you said you were going to do this week?
Nope.
Oh.
Oh, well, you know what? It wasn't a letter. Remember, that was me and a coworker. We was talking, and he threw something out there, and he said,
"Oh, okay, no."
He thought it would be good for the show. So we definitely can talk about that because this letter is very simple. We can take it other places like we always do, but it's very simple. So we're gonna just get right into it. Hey, Patricia. Hey, Miss Doretha. Oh, she said it keeps freezing up. Am I freezing on y'all end?
No, not no more.
Okay. All right, so let's get started. All right, so the letter says, I've always had men to approach me, but now I want to be the one that does the approaching. Hmm. There's this guy that started on my job about 2 months ago. He is always smiling and being friendly. I want to ask him out, but not sure how to approach him with the question. I'm not good with rejection, and if he says no, I'm afraid it may change my attitude towards him. I'm not saying that I'm all that, but like I said, I never had to approach a guy before. I feel as though I will feel very awkward doing so. Guys are not the same anymore. Once upon a time, they will walk up to a female and try to get to know them and ask them out on a date. Now, all men do is stare. They act as if they want more attention than the females. I'm nervous. I'm 41 years old, and I know you all are going to say I should know better by now. LOL. I would love some advice on how to approach a man in 2023. Thanks. Also, how can I be a guest on the show one day? Well, that's very simple. tangytoflife@gmail.com. You can email me and we can go from there. tangytoflife@gmail.com. And that's for anyone that would like to be a guest on the show. If you have an email letter, um, you can send it right there as well. Topic suggestions, tangytoflife@gmail.com. And I will say, I gave myself a bell. I will say a lot of times um, we are waiting for the man to approach us first because I guess the traditional way of having a man, approach us. But in 2023, I mean, these women are stepping up and stepping out. I mean, even if they have a boyfriend, a husband, or they stepping out there. So, uh, times have changed since 94, 2004, 2014, or whatever. But I feel like sometimes men feel intimidated as well when they want to approach a woman. So whatever reason that may be. So maybe we as women, maybe we do need to step up and approach someone that we have our eye on, or whatever. I don't know. I've never done it, and she said in the letter, I'm 41 years old, and I know you all are going to say I should know better by now, but not really. Like, I'm way older than you, and I have not. I don't think I ever approached a guy. I don't think. But I'm gonna turn it over to Victor. Victor, your thoughts?
It's a whole bunch of red flags in this whole entire letter that that I picked up on. So I'm gonna touch on them and then I'm gonna move on real quick. First of all, ma'am, you don't get laid where you get paid. That's red flag number one. Um, Number two, you said guys aren't the same anymore. And then I wrote down, well, maybe how you view yourself is not how he views you. So, and if you do approach him, are you ready just in case he rejects you and you won't make it weird? I'm not saying you're an unattractive woman. I'm not saying all this, but you're about to make your workspace weird. So whether y'all date or not, it will never be the same, and you can't look at this guy the same. Your work environment's got to change. Do you really want that stress of acceptance or rejection? But either way, you're going to get one of the two. So it's okay to like somebody and not approach them. So I'm gonna leave it at that.
Mm-hmm. Um, Fatine,
All right. So you want me to go, Neat?
yeah,
Yeah, you go ahead.
All right. So real quick. So by Victor saying that, it added a second layer to this. So control, you're stepping out of your control comfort zone because you got to realize you have control when men approach you, because you can accept or disagree, but you're in control because you stop it. If you don't want to accept, that's it.
mm-hmm.
But now you want to get in a new lane. And now you get in this new lane. I was cool with it until you said, well, I don't know, because I don't know how I basically deal with rejection. That's part of, I hate to use the word game, but you understand what I mean. when you out here trying to pursue someone, date or whatever, now you stepping into our world, since we tend to do this more than women. And you just said, now if you would have came out and said, you know what, I'm approach him. If he rejects me, then I'll just move on. Then I would have been cool. But you already said you're going to make it weird because you don't even know how you're going to even deal with that rejection. That already proves that you're stepping out of your comfort zone and you're stepping out of your control. You don't have the control now, because if he turns you down for whatever the reason may be, then it may mess up your relationship or work or whatever, which Victor said, you don't lay where you get paid at. And I like that one, So I'll be honest with you, sis. If you're going to step out your lane, realize it can go where you can accept 50%, or you can reject. And if you can deal with that, then do it. If not, then stay in your comfort zone. Don't get out of your comfort zone.
Mm-hmm.
All right. I would say don't ask anybody out at work at all. Just completely throw that out the window. It gets very, very, very awkward.
Mm-hmm.
It can come to a point where you don't even want to come to work because you don't know how to talk to that person, or it gets awkward. However, if you want to approach other men outside of work, I would say just flirt. Learn how to flirt. Learn how to talk to men. Learn how to see if they want you in their surrounding, and just make a suggestion as, let's go for drinks, or I'm gonna go to lunch this day, would you like to come? Make it soft, don't make it so direct.
Mm-hmm.
Let them think it's their idea.
So if a woman asks a man out, who pays for that? Who pays for the dinner? Who pays for the movie? Who pays for who's paying? Because I know sometimes you all say if whoever asks that person out is the one that needs to take care of the bill.
I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna be direct, and I want women to understand this. Every woman who ever approached me about going on a date, they was not even on my radar.
Mm.
I have a type, and I'm not saying they wouldn't, but it was like, you put me on the spot and I don't like it, because I know what I like, and I do before I talk to anybody. I've done the homework. I don't randomly try to. If I see a woman in the gas station, she fine, I'm gonna keep it pushing because I don't know you. And like I said, I'm going to always try to protect the little bit of shit that I have. So any woman I've ever approached, I've done some form of research on you. So for a woman to approach me, it's a no-go. I'm not even going to accept the date.
And
I'm not.
That was going to be my next question.
Well,
I mean, how do you guys feel about a female? But go ahead, Fatine.
Yeah, so for me, if I can accept a woman asking me out, and before we go out, it will be established. But honestly, I'm not going to make it weird. But if you're asking me out from my past, it's usually, if the woman is asking me out, they're usually taking care of the bill, and I'm not the one to sit there and not. I handle the tip. I gotta handle the tip. But you cannot come up to me and just say, "Hey, let's go out to eat," or "Would you like to go out to eat?" Blah blah blah, and then put it on me, because then it looks like you really wanted me to ask you. You understand what I'm saying? So if you ask me, you're taking control of the wallet. You are taking control of the wallet. So I that's who's gonna pay for it. Yes.
You say you handling the what?
I handle the tip. The tip, yeah, definitely. Oh, definitely. Because I think there's a level of man being a man. But if you coming up and asking me, and we're not in a relationship, and I know you and whatever, then I expect you to handle, because that you basically are pursuing.
But
So,
that's why I said you have to come. Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
you good, but I just wanted. Tyrone basically summed it up. You know what I'm saying?
But more so by making it comfortable for him to approach you. Mm.
See, that's what I said. Make it soft. Just ask him. Don't necessarily like, oh, I like you, I'm gonna spend time with you, I want to get to know you. No, just talk to him, flirt. let them know that you are interested, and then say, hey, let's go get some drinks. Cool. Pull out your wallet. You pay. Cool. He's not gonna think it's a date or anything of that nature. He's gonna think it's his idea. He likes you. He's feeling you, and now move forward.
I've
Mm.
had women all up down the gamut. I've had women that came out and wanted to date. I've had women that just want to be intimate, and I've just known some women that they just don't bite their tongue. They're not bad women. It's just that they know what they want. And then sometimes they apologize. They, am I a little too forward? But they'll say, I know what I want. I ain't got time for the BS. And this is what I want. And I don't need the extra with it. And I respect that. I respect that much more than you beating around the bush with some nonsense.
Yeah. Well,
I mean, if
Um,
she's scared, go ahead.
Patricia says, has she done any research on the guy to see if he's even available to date her?
Sometimes you don't. How do you do research? Why don't you just come out and ask? Hey, you look nice,
You
blah
do
blah
your
blah. I
research.
would like for us, if you're single, I don't know your status. Are you single? If you're single, I would like for us to get together, to go out, blah blah blah. If you're not, then I understand. That's how you find out. I ain't doing no
no, that's
research.
not how you find out.
What do you mean so you gonna
It's,
go ask a coworker about the person? That's
bro,
crazy.
it's so
Why not?
it's
No,
it's almost like borderline stalking.
no,
When
it's
I
not if
when I
they come
say
out and ask you a straight question, is it?
nobody listen, I don't know what kind of dating y'all do in New York, but don't do that.
What do you mean don't
That's
do
a
that?
turn off. Don't do that.
That's a turn off for you.
Neat, Veronica.
Listen, no lie, this happened to me this weekend. I was at a shoe store and it was two guys. They were shopping. One of them was shopping for their mom. So he was like, the friend was like, well, why don't you just ask her what she think about these shoes? So he was like, excuse me. He was like, what do you think? So I turned around. I was like, oh, I like this one. Pink is my favorite color. So I like pink. But if do your mom do a lot of walking? Blah, 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 blah. Because I'm trying to figure out, okay, what kind of shoe? Because he was looking at sneakers. But anyway, then he was like, he said something in form of, "Can I get you a pair? You want me to buy you a pair?" Like to me that was kind of a turn off because who's just gonna come out, dude? You probably was married. You was going to buy me a pair of sneakers. Like you don't even know me. Like things like that turn me off. Some females may like that kind of stuff, but for me, that's
I
that's
think that's a turn off. I think that's a
Yeah,
turn off.
that's a
that's
That's a
huge
turn
turn
off.
off.
You're
yeah.
right. But I
But he
think if
was
somebody
trying
asks
to.
you, yeah, but if somebody asks you, hey, I think if a female say, I see you come into this restaurant all the time and you by yourself,
Mhm.
and I wouldn't mind to treat you to dinner, but I don't know your situation. That's just being straightforward. There's no nonsense to that. To me, that's just straight. I'll be like,
Men
yo,
don't like direct though.
And,
huh?
and 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 exactly because even in that situation, he was like, "Do you have a man?" I said, "Yeah, I have a boyfriend." You know what he said?
You don't
Oh,
let you have
boyfriend.
friends.
That don't matter. Boyfriend.
So uh,
But see, that's dealing with the
That's the
crack.
turnoff.
Yeah, and that's the crack.
Respect me.
And I
If I
agree with
tell
you.
you I have someone, if I tell you I have a boyfriend, if I tell you I have a husband, respect me. Like that's the problem
I
these
agree.
days. Some people do not respect that, whether it's a marriage or a boyfriend.
That's what John said last week. You deal with boys, you get boys. If you deal with men, you get men. If you tell a man that and he respects you, that's the it. That's the end of the conversation. Have a great day, sister. Boom.
Right.
Jacqueline
Uh,
says, if you get involved with someone you work with, remember they're watching your every move, everything you do, and clearly you're going to have to interact with males most of the time. Where the problem comes in if you don't know the male, I cannot read that.
if you
What?
don't know the male, well, that you're dating or whatever the case is, you don't know his level of jealousy. To
Right.
me, and just my opinion.
I, I'm I'm gonna say
Don't
there's
date
a double
anybody
standard,
at work.
huh?
Don't date anybody at work. Because
No.
when it's good, it's good. When it's bad, it's really
Everybody gonna know.
awkward. Yeah, everybody's in your business. That's just too
Lisa
much.
says, don't ask nobody about someone because you could be getting information from a hater.
Thank
Now,
you.
listen, that is
Thank
the
you.
truth
Don't be
because some
asking
people do
nobody.
not want to see you happy. Oh my
Exactly.
gosh.
Just deal straight up.
Patricia, I'm glad you said that. There's double standards when it comes to dating. I'm gonna tell you something,
Mhm.
and I'm gonna give the fellas a little piece of my game. I'm not saying it 100% works, but what I'm gonna do is, if you're a social media queen, and I'm not saying that we all are, but the thing about it is, I might find out where you work. You know what I'm saying? If I
Mhm.
find out where you work, I might shoot a bouquet over there. You know what I'm saying? Or shoot some edible arrangements over there with no name, no nothing. All right, just to see how you respond. Watch your page for a little while, and just to see, give it a week. If you don't post them flowers or anything like that, then I might shoot you an inbox and say, what's up? Not to the extent of that, but just to kind of test the waters to see, am I a candidate or am I available? Just spark up a little bit of conversation. And then I might bring up the simple fact that, a week or two later, that I like sending flowers or whatever, and see if you bring that up. And if you don't, then I'll leave it at that. But you could kind of tell in the conversation if somebody is available or if they even interested just by the first 5 or 6. Because when somebody jumps in the inbox, bro, you can't be too aggressive, but you kind of got to be a little passive, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
I just want to go comment to Victor's thing. See, this is why I keep saying you got to listen. You got to
Mhm.
listen, because what Victor said, even though he says he does things different than me, I totally agree with that. I totally agree with that, because that's what works for him. And it's nothing wrong with that. I like that approach, Victor. I like that approach right
Question,
there.
question, Veronica, would you like that approach?
For him to send me flowers.
And unknowingly, you don't know who sent it to you, just random.
No, I mean, I don't care for that approach, and this is the reason why. Because if I'm in a relationship, or if I
Mhm.
was married, and
That
then
becomes a problem.
my significant other gonna be like, "Who's sending you flowers? Oh, you out here doing this, you out here doing that behind your back." So you have to be careful that way as well, though. Yeah,
Mm.
because
By
I
any
don't like
means,
that.
regardless.
I
I
can't even
don't.
take my flowers home because my man gonna think I'm cheating on him.
Now you sneaking and hiding.
Right.
So
No, I
if
don't like that approach. I don't like that approach because I may not like you.
facts,
And if you're sending me something, I'll feel like I don't know. I just feel weird because it's like
you're socially
I feel
awkward.
bad. Shut up. I just feel bad because like I don't want you, and you just sent me these flowers or edible arrangement, and it's like kind of awkward. I don't know how to like. I'll talk to you just because you sent me flowers,
But you wouldn't
but
know it was from me. That's the
oh,
thing.
but you will eventually tell me.
But what I'm saying is, if I send it, all right. So to Veronica, what Veronica said,
Hmm.
if I don't know you're married, I feel like you're doing something wrong, because when I approach somebody, I am looking for the cues.
Ring.
If I see a ring, whether women play it or not, you off limits forever. I'll never do that. That's the first thing I look for. You know what I'm saying? Band or engagement ring. If you ain't wearing none of that, if you want, like I said, if you're a social media queen, I feel like you probably got a man. I may pay a little bit more attention. I will ask about you. Do she do? If I get a report that you single, then I might shoot that out there. But you may not ever know that I've ever sent that, because if I jump in your inbox and I ain't getting really no response, then it is what it is. After that, I'm cool. I might be out of $119, but I'm cool with that. That was some money I was gonna spend anyway. It just didn't pan out for me.
At least you spent that much.
Yeah.
Somebody sent me 5 pieces of fruit.
Mm. It
Oh,
goes so many different ways, because I was curious about somebody just to see if they was in a relationship. And you're right, Victor. Sometimes it does get weird, or Veronique and Veronica, if you come out just straightforward, are you in a? So how I was able to get it out of the person, they was like, I said, well, what do you do on your days off? And when they opened up, it proved that married, family, and that was that. But then there was another one. I got to be very careful on this one. But another one said that she was in a relationship, and respected it. But I know later on I mentioned that I said, if you ever become single again, just let me know. But then here comes the BS. Well, I still make and go out. You see what I'm saying? So either you in a relationship or you use that as a coy. Or you see what I'm saying? Or at the end of the
She
day,
ain't happy in that relationship.
or exactly, or
Well,
looking
guess
to
what?
get something out. And see, when you do that, then what message do you present to that person? I'm not a disrespectful person, but at the end of the day, a lot of people will start to not be as respectful to you because you look like you're playing games.
Okay, well, answer this. How did you continue with that conversation for her to say, pretty much she's not happy where she's at? How did you?
She didn't
How
say she didn't come out and say
She
she
didn't
wasn't
say
happy.
that.
Neek said
she
that.
didn't say
She
that?
came
But
out. This is what she said. She said, I think I might have, I don't know if I mentioned this to you, Victor. I try not to put too much out there, but she basically, this is exactly what she said. Well, I could ask, right? Me and Victor, I think we talked about this. I could ask for permission. I was like, permission? What kind of, I said,
wait,
why
what?
would you go to your man and ask? I said, that's disrespectful.
Wait a
That's
minute. Wait,
totally,
back up.
that's why I said it looked like the person is playing games.
She said to you, wait, you asked her out.
No, I did not ask her out. I found out that she was in a relationship. So later on in another conversation, because me and Victor didn't talk about this. Yeah,
Okay.
we didn't talk about this. I said, well, if you ever become single, I wouldn't mind taking you out. She was like, well, I could ask for permission. I said, ask for permission. I said,
Ask her for
you're gonna go to your man and ask, could you go out on a date? I said, you know what? You know how that sounds? How would you go and ask? I said, if I was your man, I would look at you like you're crazy.
See, that's the time where
You don't know their relationship.
that's the
I
time
don't.
listen. That's the time where you step away because you about to get yourself in some kind of mess. And I say that because sometimes people play games. They're going through something with their significant other, but then they want you to step in to make them feel good in whatever way that they need to feel good in. And then the husband or the boyfriend or vice versa, the girlfriend or the wife found out. Now you in the middle. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's where stuff get messy. So
Exactly.
after she said that to you, you should have had no contact with her. Victor?
If
You never know though. She may have been in an open
Or she may not have been in a relationship, but that was because
we're going by what she said.
I'm going on like exactly. That's what I always try to say, Veronica. We going off what we said, and that's why I'm saying you present that to a lot of men. A lot of men be like, okay, she's about games, so I'm gonna play games with her. You see, that's what opens that Pandora box, what you just said, and I agree with you. It's no ifs, ands, and buts about it.
Mm-hmm. So I'm gonna say this: if I approach you and you tell me that, I'm out. I mean, I don't even want to be friends with you, but I'm out. Secondly, and it's no slight to what you said, but it kind of is. If I'm not gonna make myself available when you ready. If you're not ready now and you in a situation, I'm not gonna wait. And if I'm in a situation and you get out of one, I'm not gonna disrespect this person over here by getting out of this to go be with you. Mm-hmm. So I'm just saying that whole situation when we were talking, I was just like,
oh, I did tell you, and I told, and I said this without going into real depth. Again, my last relationship, long, when we first met, it was complicated for her because when we first met, she presented herself as single at first, but then she was trying to break up because her boyfriend was doing dirt, and she was trying to break up, and she was expecting it. And I didn't find out that all to the beginning, but it was something special. I stayed, and then boom, that worked. She lost a child. She lost that child, and they wind up breaking up. But it did cause some little issues between me and this guy in the beginning. And I basically did what you said, Veronica. I wrote a card. I'm in that card thing. And I just was like, this is over. This is over because I'm doing what Veronica said because I've been through that in the past. You don't want that. But it did work. It did work. He got dropped. and we established, and it went on to be, what it was for that long amount of time. But it doesn't work like that all the time for people. So you're right. When you see those red flags, majority of the times, leave them red flags alone.
Right.
Ooh, that's a lot.
A lot. It's a lot. Yeah.
Right.
My brother said that, you know what I'm saying? He was in the stove and the lady said, don't let a ring stop you. So with that being said, that would be, what am I looking for? Am I looking for a sexual partner or am I looking for a companion?
Yeah.
And if I'm looking for a sexual partner, maybe. I think
Maybe.
a married woman would make a great sexual partner because there's no strings attached. But I don't play like that. But I'm
A
just
lot of
saying.
women have done that. A lot of people will tell you that what Victor said.
chance.
I've seen women say, I don't want no guy crawling up my wall, so I'll deal with somebody outside because I don't have to deal with that. And that's true.
Listen, so back when I didn't know better,
Mm-hmm.
I've done things that I'm not proud of. Knowing better now, like, no time. People are killing people over their wives and their husbands. And the bigger thing besides you getting shot and killed over a female or a male is God. Like, we have to answer to that man. I know y'all don't like to get religious or whatever, but we have to answer to God for all these things we were doing, sleeping with married men and sleeping with married women. Like, we have to answer to a higher power.
Veronica, let me ask you.
Me knowing names now, and I ain't trying to be Miss Goody Two Shoes, but
Yeah, because I'm going to ask you this, Veronica. What didn't you know because I'm not thinking you talking about when you was 15. What didn't you know now that you didn't know when you were still an adult woman?
just living my life, having fun, good times, not saying that I was out there running the street like that. That's not, let's be clear, that's not what I'm saying. But just
a few bad decisions.
Yeah, I made bad decisions back when I was in my early 20s. Like, bad decisions. Things that I should have known better. But like I said, me living my life, having fun, I'm not really caring.
Veronica, stop right there. I'm sorry, y'all. Stop right there.
Go ahead, bring it. Come on.
No, this is not. This is a good conversation. So, as you in your 20s living your life and having fun, here's a guy doing the same thing, living life, making bad decisions. Mm-hmm. Next thing, somebody comes up pregnant. This is not you. Let's broaden this conversation. Now, if somebody comes up pregnant, now it's put on the person, the guy, of course, the man, he got to take care of this child. And I'm not saying that you don't take care of your responsibility, but what I'm saying is that you're having fun. We all are being irresponsible. So then when the guy says, well, hey, I don't want to, that's not what I'm looking for, that responsibility. Is it fair to put that responsibility on that person if he don't want that responsibility? See, it goes always back to the woman. If the woman says, well, I'm not ready for a child, then they just go and they get rid of the child. If the male says, I'm not ready for a child, but the woman is, then now we got to put that man through child support. So I'm just saying, when we're young, that's why we get
here. Whoa. When you
I know it.
What? Nut, when you bust that nut,
right?
And
say that loud. I couldn't hear you.
You heard
when you bust that nut,
right?
And shot up the club. You agreed to have a baby.
So if that woman says, I don't want to have the baby, then what he says goes out the window. But if he says, I don't want this baby because I don't want the responsibility, and she says she wants it, then it's automatically put on him.
How did we get on babies?
Because you talked about being in your 20s having fun. So I'm trying to say that we all have made bad decisions. Maybe you use the word bad decisions, but when we talk about bad decisions, some people, unfortunately, bad decisions can stick with them from 18 or 20 years later where some others can't. What I'm trying to say is, when do we start really becoming responsible? Because you say I woke up, I'm more awakened now.
Mhm.
Because you're more wiser. That's the better word. You're
Yes.
wiser now than there, but we still adults. So I'm just trying to get to the younger folks out here. How do we get to the young people to realize, even though you're young, you still have to be responsible to yourself and to other people that you're dealing with?
I mean, we can say it. We can talk to our children. We can talk to our nieces and our nephews, but they're pretty much living their life like we was living our life when we was their age. We can talk till we blue in the face, but it's all about living life and having fun when
And
you're
enjoying the
in your
moment.
living in that moment. Yeah.
What does this have to do with what what are we talking about?
Why? Because because we always go and we branch out. It talks about basically what Veronica said. Hey, when I was younger, I was living my life and made bad decisions. And when you make bad decisions, certain things come out of those bad decisions. So that's what I'm saying. I'm just building off of what was said. That's it.
Okay.
Well, yeah, we do make bad decisions. I'm not proud of anything that I did that was.
We make bad decisions 40 and 50. That's why I keep
Yeah,
saying.
and I say that I was saying that to say this: being in our 40s and 50s and 60s, like we should know better now. We should be making better decisions than what we was making back in our 20s and even about in our early 30s. We should know better now. So someone step
We
to you and say,
should.
"Oh, I have to go ask my husband, can I go out with you?" Or I have to ask my. Come
I think,
on,
I think that's crazy. I
That could
think
be
that's
that could go in
crazy.
a lot of directions though. Like
Yeah.
I hate to judge not even a woman or a man. I hate to judge people when they are in situations like that because like I don't know why they say that. And I mean like not saying it's right, but I don't know why they're in that predicament or why their mindset is there. So I can't judge somebody and say, okay, well they're making so much as bad decisions. They may just be making the wrong decision at the wrong time, but not necessarily bad.
Go ahead,
so
Vic.
you
Go
need to be
ahead.
straightforward with me.
So, what is somebody need to tell me what is a bad decision? Because just because I don't agree with it, don't necessarily mean it's bad.
To
There you go.
So I'm
I'm
not.
saying I made bad decisions, not saying that somebody else may have thought it
But
was.
what he's asking is, what are the decisions that you made that you consider bad? Because we may not consider them as bad.
A
Oh, well, we'll
bad
talk
decision.
about that after the show.
Yeah, a bad
Okay.
decision. To answer Victor's question, a bad decision is making a decision where you know that there can be consequences to that decision, and you know that those consequences could be bad. So when you make that bad decision, you may get over and it may not be a bad decision, but you know if you go out there and you know you're in a relationship and you snake and you go over to Miss So and So house and you get some cookies and whatever, you know what I'm saying, and then it comes back and falls on you, that's a bad decision because it fell on you. You know, we know right from wrong. So that's
Yes.
what a bad decision is. You know that the consequences, if they come back on you,
That's
they
every
are bad.
decision.
That's
And I
not
just
every
learned
decision. That's
that
not every
everything
decision.
goes full circle.
Yeah,
Like
it's like
what you do,
karma. Karma.
that karma is something.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I done made some fun decisions, bad decisions, great decisions.
Yeah, exactly.
Hmm.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Mhm.
We just run
But
away, you know.
they all could have had negative outcomes though.
Yeah. I just think you asked something neat earlier, and I'm only being honest that a lot of people, you ask why do they do that? Because they want their cake and eat it too.
I
They
didn't ask
just,
why.
well, I thought you just
I said
say
we don't know why.
okay. Well, some people do that because they want their cake and eat it too.
It's all after the fact of a decision. It's it's all after the fact of a decision you made that it becomes bad.
I mean, if you
When it gives you
dwell
a
on it,
bad experience.
Yeah, if you dwell, yeah.
I'm not gonna say I made, you know, bad decisions because some decisions I made has open lanes for other things. I mean, if you look at if you look and you try to be, you know what I'm saying, pessimistic on everything, then yes, you're going to find something bad in every single thing. You know, I don't see where, two people can make a choice in their 20s and say that was a bad decision, but fuck, when you look back at it in your 30s, you like, I learned from that. So I mean, you can always
Yeah,
half empty, half full shit. We could do this all night,
that's
but
yeah, that is the truth.
I
Because
agree with
I've
Victor.
definitely learned from mine, and
I
I'm talking about bad decisions like I made last year, bad decisions I made 2 years ago. Like, yes, I look back and I'm
But
like,
we're forever learning too.
yeah,
So we're
yeah.
always going to be making
I
decisions that may not feel so great.
Yeah. In
yeah,
19 or 20, I made a bad decision of having unprotected sex in college. Luckily, nobody got pregnant, but it was still a bad decision. It was still a bad decision because
Hold
if
up.
this girl
Did you
get
catch something?
pregnant, huh?
Did you catch something?
No, then no. But
Nobody
I'm
got
just saying,
pregnant?
nobody got pregnant. But it's
Oh,
still,
sound like a fun time to me.
it's still Russian roulette, still playing Russian roulette. So we got to look back. I still learned from that, and like, oh man, I just didn't get caught like that. But it could have turned. Even though it didn't turn, that still was a bad decision. That
if
was
a
not a
team said
smart
he
decision.
made a bad decision, okay. If I play Russian roulette and win, that was a great decision.
I
That's
hear
all
Right.
I'm
you.
saying.
I hear you. I said it
It
was a
sounds
bad
like a win
decision.
to me.
I mean,
Because
I
why
came
was
out
it a
on top.
bad
I came out
decision?
on top, but it
So
was
did I.
still not a
I
good.
came
It
on
still
top.
wasn't a good decision, but it was. I came
no,
out on top.
John, I've never been a freak meat. You would not see me on there.
I'm not hating on the people at Freaknik because
I'm
if I
not
was
either.
old
Hey,
enough,
they
Yeah,
was
I
having
did
I would
that.
fun,
have been
Yeah,
there
but
myself.
I
I
was
never,
there, so that's all to it.
and I was never a go out girl like that. Like, mm-mm, no.
But you got to realize back in the day, fraternities and sororities, we did Virginia Beach, we did Jones Beach in Long Island, New York, and we did Bikers Week down here at Myrtle Beach. And then Atlanta, I was more out of college. Atlanta Freaknik was more college bound than anything. I did it because of being associated with BET at the particular time. So BET had a stage. I'm at Freaknik, but I'm not at that age with those young people. But I've been in that environment from Virginia Beach to Myrtle Beach, and it, of course, was wild.
Yeah, I wanted to go to Freaknik.
Yeah, Freaknik was wild.
So
Trust me.
y'all,
Go ahead. You don't know
I
where to
don't know
go.
where y'all going. It was a comment I wanted to put up there, and I think this is a a really good one, but it's so far back now.
Hmm.
Jacqueline says, hint, the same way she get them is the same way she's gonna have to keep them. When he see her speaking to another male, he's going to reflect in his mind going back to when she approached him.
Hmm.
I I
Okay.
I don't really 100% agree with that, but that comment holds a lot of merit because a lot of people do think like that.
Hmm.
The same way I got you, not necessarily mean the same way I'm doing this to somebody else, because that's an insecurity in your mind.
And
And
people
also the
just
same way
said,
I got you is it can't be the same way I kept you, because we I feel like we can't keep up with that. Even though this is way off the subject, I had a conversation with somebody, and I wanted to know, you know, when a man do approach a woman, and she's got her hair and her nails and her feet done, you know, y'all be like, this is what I'm accustomed to. Okay, you was getting your hair and your nails done before we met. You need to keep doing that shit while we dating, while we married, whatever, because this is your bill. Anything that transpired after the initial meet, then that's our bill. And I just want to put that out there.
Got it.
That I feel like women take their upkeep and try to project it to the man that they're dating so that he can keep her up instead of her keeping herself up.
hmm,
Interesting point. Interesting point. I just say this: y'all said about dating on the job. Um, it can get weird. I was 25, and another young lady was 32. And the issue was not about jealousy. It's just that what she wanted in a relationship, I was not ready for a serious relationship at 25 years old. And I had to create space. And by creating space, I made mention that I got to get home because I got company coming over the house. I knew it was going to cause a problem, but I needed to create the space because she was too clingy and I just was not ready for no serious relationship. And I was not about, and this woman had money. And you're right, Victor. So even though they have money and they got the car, and I wasn't even driving at the time. Sometimes it does feel weird because I don't want to take advantage of anybody like that. So it did feel weird. So I do understand what you say.
I can't stand Mike. I really can't. Yes, I've been a bike week a few times and felt awkward.
Really?
I really did. Just everybody had their booty out and stuff. I'm like all covered up, a sweater out there in the
Bless
hot
your heart.
heat.
Sweater. Oh God, yeah, you
Bless
need to stay
your
home.
heart.
Yeah, you need to stay home.
But to go off of what Victor said in regards to a woman um expecting a man to pay for her upkeep, that's a maintenance.
That's a what? He wasn't talking about you. That was to the
Oh,
wrong.
okay.
Go ahead.
Oh, but that's a maintenance. That's a maintenance that you should keep up on your own. If a man would like to pay for your nails, your hair, or whatever as a gift or just to help out, that's fine, but he's not obligated to. Um, that's kind of a I can't do it myself, so I need your help.
Yeah.
I actually had this conversation early, well, I think it was yesterday, in regards to that. And I hate to say this because I kind of got backlash there too. Um, that's a broke minded person. And when I say a broke minded person, meaning you feel like you're obligated to somebody else's money
Hmm.
and you try to live a life that you yourself can't really afford. So
Mm.
you look for people with money or that you feel has money and you always have your hand out like, okay, well, my hair needs to be done, my nails need to be done, I need gas in my car, I have a bill that needs to be paid. And it's like that person is not obligated to doing that.
Isn't that a gold digger mentality?
I mean, if
It
that's what
can
that
be.
person is, maybe that person is used to that. She's used to whoever she been with taking care of her in that
But
way.
is that a gold digger mentality?
It's maybe to you, maybe not to her, maybe not
I,
to him who she's dating. But I mean,
I
I
don't like
wouldn't
to
be
say
that
if
girl
gold
you
that's
digger.
taking the
expect,
person's money.
if somebody's
I don't look
doing
at it as
that,
gold digger.
so
Gold digger,
what is
I
a
look
gold?
at
So what is a
money.
gold digger mentality? If they're looking for you to keep them up,
To me, a gold digger's mentality is a person who has and only looks at money. Like everything in regards to them is money. They're gonna get their hair nails done. Their maintenance is their maintenance. They just look at you for money. That's it. Like if you're not gonna give them $100 or the $200 for their nails, hair, or whatever, they're gonna go get it by any
Mhm.
means necessary. It comes from you, comes from somebody else. That's
that's a
a gold
gold.
digger.
That's a gold digger. So
But a woman, the reason why I say a broke minded individual is because that individual wants to be with you, but they also feel like you're supposed to provide. And they don't necessarily know what providing is because they're taught usually by women who,
Broke.
mm-hmm.
yes,
Yep.
yes, and didn't have opportunities that we now have
Yep.
today. So therefore they only know how to bring coo cat, because I'm trying to be respectful in saying that, to the table
Mm-hmm.
and thinking they're owed
That's a
something because
mediocre
of
head.
that.
Yeah. Yep.
So yeah.
But that's the barter system. I mean, let's be real out here. We know that this exists. It's some people are going to be used because they want to be used because they want the attention or whatever. You're right, Neat. You're
Yeah.
right. And like Vic and you both said, it's like a barter system. I give you this, I get that, and that's the barter system. Sex is power. The kitty cat is a power. It's power. It's no ifs ands and buts about that. And some people
I disagree.
utilize that for what they want because they understand the power. kingdoms. People went to war over women, man. It's crazy, but it's true.
Okay, to the comment that she put up, love don't pay no bills. Call a light company. If my man don't live with me, it's not his job to pay the light bill.
I was before you. Tasha
Listen,
had said that, and I agree 100% with what Tasha says, and she's been saying
Mm-hmm.
this for years.
and I've been
Love don't pay no
disagreeing.
bills, and I I think I understand what she's saying, and I agree. But to me, that is not something that I'm willing to take over with somebody else. Because the only reason I will agree, the only reason I will slightly take up for Tasha, if
Mm-hmm. Slightly. Wow.
huh?
Slightly. Go ahead.
Only reason I say slightly because if if I want to see you
Mm-hmm.
and you saying that I have to work today and I'm asking you to call out for your job, I have to replace that salary.
Oh, you're replacing
But
days of work.
but that's what I'm but that's what I'm
Okay.
saying. That's the only reason I'm slightly taking up for her for that instance. Like I've done that before. Like somebody said, "Well, I've got to go to work this weekend. They paying overtime. Like fuck, how much it is? I got you. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I want to spend that. I want to spend so much time with you that I'm willing to pay the money that you would have made that day because
Right.
now I'm inconveniencing you. So that's money that I have to replace. That became my bill.
I agree
Right.
with that.
I agree
I
with
agree
that
with
too.
that.
I agree with that.
Now,
Now,
when it comes into
now
the, go ahead.
you're not obligated to do what I want to do because technically I'm renting you for that time. But I think some women feel obligated to go a little extra if a man is paying for their date. I'm sorry, go ahead.
Okay, well, to her, like I still, I'm not gonna say I disagree completely. I believe that's a little bit more long term. Love don't
Yeah.
pay the bills because love is not going to last. You have to keep, to me, you have to keep falling in love with somebody because you got to relearn them. They're gonna grow. You're gonna grow. You're gonna change. That's just life. So I agree with love don't pay the bills because you can't call the light company and say, "Hey, can I pay this with love, my heart?" No, but at the same
But
time,
that's so off because I mean, who thinks love pay bills?
It can
yeah,
though. It can.
It
but
can.
yeah, it just,
It can.
I
like I
mean,
said, that's, to me, that's long term because if I'm in my own place, he's in his own place, love, that's all we got right now.
Love can pay bills. If you love the right person, they'll pay your bills.
Mm.
yeah, that
And you love
person
a
can,
person
but
with money.
not. All right. Well, did y'all want to get into what you was talking about, Fatina, about my coworker was saying
I mean,
about? I mean, this will be a whole nother show though, because it's about women and protecting our hearts and our feelings and how men think different than women. There'll be a whole nother show, but I can read what he sent to me.
read
So
it.
he said women protect, and you know we here on the T, so don't come in the comments. Y'all know we switch topics in a heartbeat. So we're gonna help this lady. We're gonna give the final thoughts, ma'am. So if you're watching, just hang
Sit
tight.
tight.
This is what we do if you don't know, like we jump. But he says women protect their feelings and how they feel about that person instead of protecting their heart from heartbreak. He says, what I mean is a woman can see all the signs of a man not being the one for her, but she will choose how she feels about him every time and ignore what he's doing just because he makes her good at times, feel good at times. A man will always protect his heart first, no matter how he feels about her. She can be the best woman in the world to him, but once his heart gets broken, it's hard for him to recover and he will never trust the next one completely, but he will show her signs that he really cares for her. So he was like, because we be at work and we just be, talking, and he's been hurt before. I've been trying to talk to him about, um, I don't want to get into it because he watches the show, and I don't want him thinking I'm putting his business out there. But he was just saying that this could be something that we could talk about on the show. So Fatine was asking because I was going to talk about it last week. So Fatine said, "Was you going to talk about what you said you was going to talk about?" So that was what. But like I said, this is probably a show for another day that we can talk about that because it's deep and we can really get into that.
I don't know if it's that deep. I just think that this statement is
Well, it's deep for women because
yeah.
it's definitely
Yeah.
a lot
He
that
ain't
we
lying.
need.
It's a lot there, but I think it's an
Like you
absolute.
ain't.
I got on somebody today about an absolute statement about what women, the way you categorize it, that women basically saying all women will do this and all men will do that. And I do agree with some of the stuff that he just says that just not just dedicated to the sex because there are, and I do agree with that. Some men, once we do get hurt, we do guard our hearts more. And I can speak for myself that once I was hurt, I put up that force, that shield around my heart, and I protected my heart. And I really protected it because I did not like that feeling of being hurt. At the end of the day, I can't sit here and tell you what some women I've looked at certain situations. Some women will do some of these things, and some women will not. I can't say all women will do that, and I can't say all men will protect their heart. Some men will continue to get hurt because that's how foolish they may be. So I just think that some of the stuff that he say can be applied to each set of people, but it's just an absolute statement.
Foolish.
I just don't agree.
So I feel like everything he said was accurate, and the reason I say that because I was trying to spin it every kind of way, and I could not disagree with this guy. Women, y'all will see a characteristic that will be a big red flag, but you'll see something in us that we don't see, and you may point that out to us, and it may be 3, 4, 5 years down the line, and we realize like, well, damn, she was really down for me because I done got, screwed over by, X, Y, and Z, and we try to spin the block with you, and it's too late. I feel like the guy that sent you that is very sincere, and it's gonna be hard for him to trust the next woman because somebody has done something to him so detrimental to his spirit that everybody's the enemy. And I know how he feels because I used to feel the same way. And shit, I still kind of halfway do. But when you go out on a limb with somebody and you see all the red flags, as a man, we, just like y'all do, we try to mask the shit too. And we try to protect our heart. And we try not to show it. But secretly, we do actually get hurt and we care and we do all that other shit. So, I mean, my salutes to him, but I mean, he ain't lying.
Mm-hmm.
He ain't lying.
Yeah. And we as women, like we see the flags, but we try to like, it's like we have blinders on where we don't want to accept it, but we see them because we're so into that person. We don't want to. No.
Are you into the person or your pickings are slim?
No, the pickings ain't slim. Well, I'm talking about me.
I mean, you hear a lot of women say there's no good men out here, or it's hard to find a good man, and all the good men are taken or gay or whatever.
It's easy to find some penis.
I ain't never heard of that.
I'm talking about a man in a relationship.
Very easy.
Yeah, that's easy.
It's
But
easy
I'm
to
just
find
saying.
penis.
Yeah, but that's not what I'm talking about. We're talking about relationship.
A relationship.
Yeah,
it's not hard to get into a relationship. It's hard to get into a good relationship with somebody
relationship.
that has
that's what I'm saying.
Good intentions.
So penis ain't part of a relationship?
It is. It
can be part of it, but not the way you said it was like they can get into just only.
Okay, good.
Come on, Victor, stop it.
Yo, wait a minute. Oh, stop shit. So you willing to date a good man with some bad penis?
That ain't what you said, though.
It's not about what I said. Just it is about what I said.
No, I
exactly.
And well, I'll put it to you like this: if you really care about somebody and you have like deep feelings for somebody, a horrible penis can feel real good. If that makes sense.
Yeah,
so
they wouldn't understand that, but
and I'm not right.
It's hard to explain.
But
you ain't gotta explain it. I accept what you said because you're a woman.
Go ahead, Victor.
But is it horrible?
Huh?
But is it horrible if you really love this person, you accept them,
You
then the
start to
penis?
overlook. You start to overlook things. You start to.
So it's not
You have
horrible.
selective hear. You start selective hearing, and you stop actually. I'll say this: once you care, really, really care for a person, you stop looking to receive pleasure, and you start to look for pleasure in your significant other.
Nick, that's cold as fuck.
It is.
That's the
It's the
coldest shit I
honest
ever heard you
truth.
say.
Like you stop like really worrying if you're gonna, and you stop worrying about receiving and start giving.
And you know how many folks that are over, like in their in mid 50s and older, that women that have gone through that and they still love that person and they overlook that. I agree with you, Neek. I totally agree with you.
Mm-hmm. They
Totally
will.
agree with you.
Yeah,
Definitely.
yeah. A woman will accept bad dick from a man because she's trapped emotionally.
Emotionally. Just
Definitely.
Unique said it right. That's
Yeah.
right.
We'll start doing things
I
that we
agree.
That's
know
why
will
I
pleasure
keep.
you more because we
That's
know
why I
we're not
keep.
gonna get it.
That's why I keep trying to explain to Victor. This
Don't
does
matter.
not always keep a woman.
It doesn't.
It is more. Let me speak for Veronica. I can't speak for all with Veronica. You got to bring more than that.
But that's what got you. The gray sweatpants is the reason why you realize I ain't shit. I got you.
No, because some of
Your
y'all got
personality,
sweatpants on. I
talking
don't know why you're
to
wearing them.
So I understand we getting tape, and I get y'all ain't gonna really be 100% real, but let's just cut the shit for the start with. Some good penis, you will forget a whole bunch of shit. Baby Boy, y'all love that movie. He was
I don't love
doing
that
it.
movie.
I saw bits and pieces. I've never seen the entire.
I
Then
love
watch.
Baby Boy
I
from
don't
a
like
different
Baby Boy.
perspective, but I love it.
But go ahead.
A man treating you between your legs. I'm not saying you gonna stay like she did, but a man treating you between your legs, you will let some shit slide. And the same go for us. You will let some things slide if he treating you the way, because to be honest with you, I feel like you'll keep him because you don't want the next woman getting what he got. That's just my opinion.
She probably getting what I got, even if
Well,
I'm staying there.
exactly.
Anyway,
I would say this, Victor, because you are like really, 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 really pushing in regards to that. I have stayed in situations because of penis. I've said that before, but
you said
like
what?
I knew I have stayed in situations
He
for
heard.
penis.
I
I know
really did.
you wanted me to say it again, and I knew what it was. Like he didn't always answer his phone, disappear, show up again, but the penis was good. I had no control of what he was doing out there in the streets. I was just accepting the fact that when he was with me, he was with me.
Yeah. I got it.
So you agree with me?
Let me say something to John because
Relationship based, no, but just around, yeah.
So John says, Veronica, maybe you ain't had that great D, but good D will have you emotionally trapped and dignitized for a long while till you get tired.
Facts.
Let me tell you something.
That's a
No,
good
Dick
that's
does
a good
not
statement.
bring out emotion. You have to have emotion to be attached and trapped by dick. If you don't have any emotion, it's just dick. Dick doesn't bring up emotion at all. I don't know where y'all get that from or why y'all feel like y'all touched somebody's crazy moment. No, you have a woman has to already have emotions for you. She has to have feelings for you in order for you to be
Thank
trapped.
you. Thank you, Nate.
What about the horrors? What they got?
The who?
The horrors.
I don't know what
Who's the
they
horrors? I don't know what that is.
but listen, thank you, Nate. That's exactly right. Don't think just
I gotta agree with you on that, Nick, because I see it the other way around, where men get emotionally, they can just be trapped on the for JJ, or they could get emotionally. See, whip appeal is different than what you, but it can happen where emotion can get trapped in there too. So it can go both ways. It can. It can.
Well, no,
For men,
men look at sex differently than we look at sex. Y'all treat sex differently than we treat sex. So you can't tell us what sex is gonna do to us because you don't know. You can
Exactly, and that's
only
right.
speak from
Mhm.
your point of view. Like
Right.
men think about sex with, I think it said 2.5 seconds
and y'all
every
1.5.
2 points. But we go through a lot of emotions as well. We go through times where we don't want to be touched, we don't want to be looked at.
That's
But
true.
when
Sometimes every
Yes.
month. Y'all don't go through that.
Right.
when the right man walk in the door, that thing get to jump.
Mhm.
No, like we don't want to be touched.
When the right man walks in the door, that thing
It is
get to
a
thumping.
hormonal thing. It's
It get to
hormones.
thumping, ain't it?
We don't want to be talked to, touch, anything. Sometimes
I'm
we don't
glad,
even like
glad,
that.
and Nick, I'm glad that you said that because I keep saying, and Victor, I hear what you're saying. I understand what you're saying, but I drilled down a little deeper to what Nick is saying because I've been saying this for the, I don't no pun intended, is that Nick is saying something that we are different. That's why I say on this show to Veronica a lot, we are different. So how we react to certain circumstances with women and y'all act is different. It's just different.
And I'm
It
glad
is.
John knows so much about us. He
Yeah,
knows so
exactly.
much.
That's why I was rolling my eyes. I wasn't rolling my eyes at you. I was rolling my eyes. So I was reading his comment. Like, you don't, and I'm going to be very honest. 99% of women probably faked it then. Because
They
we
did
can do
what?
that very well. Faked.
Fake what?
It.
You heard
Faked
it.
a lot.
Yeah.
Yes.
Let me just read John's comment.
Well, keep faking it, cause I like that shit.
Yeah. Let me read John's
Please.
comment. John comment says she neat 99% of women emotions is in her pussy. Stop playing like a Negroes don't touch that sweet spot and have a woman in her emotions. And we men can speak on this topic because we as men know what we've done to women.
But you had to touch it.
It's not even touching it. We have to have that emotion for you to get there.
No,
Like that is it. No,
them
you don't get.
skeezers will
You
let
don't
me
put
in there.
you. For you to even have gotten inside of me, I had to have feelings. You just
The
didn't know
steak
about them.
48 got you
Whoa,
there.
You didn't know about them. You didn't know about those feelings.
some
The
women
steak
just
48
some
got
women
you
ain't
there.
caught up in feelings, Nick. Some women want some good old. They just want to feel good. They want to come, and that's all to it. They don't care about their emotions sometimes. Some women, maybe not you, but some
Yeah.
women don't give a damn about their emotions. Long as they
I'll say
done.
this: when I'm dealing with a man that I don't give a damn about the emotions or anything like that, I don't care what he's doing. There is no emotions. I don't care
Well,
where
there
he's
you
at. I don't
go.
care who he's with.
Right. Okay. And I
But
agree with
he's not pushing up no emotions in me because he's giving me good. No,
Penis.
yeah, like that's it. Like a quick
Mhm.
nut, it may last 5 minutes, and then he's on his way. I don't even want him in my bed no more.
5 minutes. Damn, he
you. So,
must
and
be
the same with
sorry.
a lot of us men. Once we get in your bed, don't talk about spending the night. Get that
Yeah,
bag.
but if we're talking,
I agree with you.
but if we're talking about somebody that you're with and you care about,
Oh, that's different.
we're not stuck because of the penis. We are stuck because we have feelings for you and we don't feel like starting over. Especially as women, we don't want to go out there and find another man to have sex with when he already knows my body. He already knows that spot I like to be
That
touched and all of that.
is
And I have those feelings for him.
Gotcha.
Anybody can touch that
listen,
spot. But if I
that
don't have those feelings, it ain't gonna feel like nothing.
that right there, you said a mouthful. That is what keep a lot of women, and I'm speaking because I'm a woman, a lot of women in the situations that they're in because we do not, some of us do not like starting over. We don't want to take the time to get someone. We don't want to take the time to get to know someone else new. We don't want to take the time to get someone else to know someone else's body and the way they think, their likes, their dislikes. Like we don't want to go through all that. That's why we a lot of times just stay where we're at and deal with a lot of the BS. If we're dealing with BS, a lot of the times that is why we're there, fellas, because we don't want to. And I'm talking about the women that don't hop from bed to bed to bed to bed. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not talking about those other women. I'm talking about the ones that are when they're with someone, that's who they're with. We don't want to take the time to get to know anyone else.
And a lot of times women, like when we care about a man a lot, and we know the relationship is dead. We know that he might be out doing whatever. I have a gnat in my house. But sometimes we would try to hold on to him with sex because that's the only thing we know is going to keep him around. Or sometimes that's the only time we have affection from him.
Good point. You dead on that. You're right. Are you dead on that? And
I want to ask a question here.
I like that. Yeah.
So if you know this man is doing out and doing this, how do you make the sex different in order to keep him?
That's the thing. You can't. Because you don't know truly what he wants.
And I'm not going to say that I gave a man sex to try to keep him. That's not. I don't think that's what Neek's saying either.
That's what she said.
I mean,
she said.
When I say keep him, I don't mean like that's what.
She's saying to keep him around while he's doing what he's doing.
Yeah, when he's around, it's like, okay, I want to be sexual with him because I know, because then men are.
But that's pretty much all y'all have going on right now.
Yeah.
Okay, I get you.
Like y'all not going out to eat. Y'all not.
I got you.
Going to the movies. That's it.
Now that's different. If that's all y'all have going on, okay.
But that's a lot of people's relationships, and you'll have no idea. Like you just feel like they have a happy relationship, and the only thing they do is have sex. They don't communicate. They don't really talk. You'll see him out with his friends. You'll see her out with her friends. But at the end of the night, they may not even sleep in the same bed.
But they still doing it.
Yeah. Yeah, because that's what they're relating on.
And that goes back to not wanting to find someone else. No, you're comfortable. And like Patricia says, women don't want all that on the job training.
So you rather have a bad employee then?
No, that's not a bad employee, really. But you don't want to have to teach somebody everything this person already knows. And it's still not going to be the same because you don't have those emotions.
So what is the end goal here? Do you want somebody that knows your body, that is do you want somebody that's for your body that may not be a perfect fit for you? Or do you want somebody that, I know you want it all around, but can't please you sexually, but you said you can make that work mentally, right?
I mean, you can, but to each his own. I don't know.
She said, I don't want nobody that's bad. But I mean, like, bad sex is perception based.
Is what?
Bad sex is perception based.
Oh, perception.
What is bad to me may be good to somebody else.
Yeah.
Well, we don't have sex with women the same way now.
Some
Y'all realize that, right?
Some men do.
You can't wait. No, unless you've been in the room when he was having sex with another woman, y'all anatomy is all different.
See, I didn't know that. So
some of y'all got different gaps between different places. Y'all don't realize that.
Gaps.
Not like the space between the orifices. Some people have a wider space than others. Some people don't feel the same way when you own them as other people. Some people shit move a little different, and everything is.
It moves.
Oh yeah.
Neat.
When you behind applying pressure and shit get to moving, some people got a lot more movement than others. Some people don't like that. Some people do. I'm just saying, all men don't have sex the same. I don't think it's possible to have the sex the same way with the same person. I don't think it's possible.
Take your word for it. I ain't never been inside no woman, so I don't know.
Lisa says, absolutely agree with Neek and Veronica. We women are very emotional. We think with our hearts. Sometimes that is a downfall in some cases. Yes, absolutely.
And
absolutely.
John said, some ain't got no bottom.
What does that even mean?
You don't know what that means, Nick?
No.
Some women ain't got no. When we in there, it ain't no walls, girl.
So
Okay.
when you,
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna leave
Yeah.
that alone.
Yeah. Let me just say this. So let me just go to what Neek said about the keeping the woman. I mean, keeping the man around just on the physical. Just on for the D part. So you say he can go out and do. He's doing whatever he chooses to do, but I'm just caught up in the D part, right?
Well, it's
So
not that I'm comfortable
not
with him
you, not
doing that.
you. I'm just
No,
saying
I'm
that
just
you
saying
said.
in general, as in women are not always comfortable. But that's probably a part of the reason. Like they are probably arguing or fussing and trying to control that, portion of his life when he has mentally checked out of the relationship.
Right. So so you already know that you don't know what he's doing out there. Let's just say you do find out that he is dealing with another woman. Do you have to since you have kept yourself in this only for the D part, do you have a right to get all upset knowing that he could be out there doing whatever he chooses and you find out that there is another woman 8 blocks up from your house? I just use that as hypothetical. 8 blocks from your house. Do you feel you have a right to get mad and get jealous where you know that the only thing that y'all have left in this relationship is the D?
No, you don't have the right.
That's what I'm saying. But a lot of women do. And right, and they
But
do.
that's emotions because she has feelings. So she feels like
Mike.
But wait. You said that's emotions, but remember, you said only the D part. You said there was no emotions, but it's only the D part, and knowing he's
If I
doing
don't have
out
no
there. So then
emotions, see, if I don't have any emotions and I'm just sleeping with you, I'm not worried about who you with up the street, round the corner. I don't care. That's not my business. I'm not looking for that.
So if you
I'm not
find
asking
out, then there's
questions.
nothing for
I'm
you
not
to
even
say.
I'm not finding out. It's not my business.
Okay.
Nobody better not come tell me about it. Don't nobody even know that I'm sleeping with you to come tell me that.
Right.
Because it's just sick.
Got it.
Can I ask a question? Since
Sure.
my brothers really, and I'm kind of curious too. Have y'all ever been in a situation where someone disrobed and you want to know where was he gonna put all that?
Somebody just what?
Disrobed.
Too big for the kitty, and yeah.
Yeah, for team, you say you have.
I plead the fifth.
No, I'm simplifying it. Says because Veronica was like, what? So I just put it in another form. That's all. Well, because you could ask the question, just ask the damn question.
I did.
No, you asked it all rogue and stuff.
I did one of yours where I went all the way around
yeah,
here.
All right, cool.
What was the question?
The
Go ahead,
question
I'm sorry.
is, has a man ever disrobed and you wanted to know where was he gonna put all that?
I played the fifth.
That's what I was getting ready to say, Neat. You took the worst.
Hold up. This the damn key.
That's just something. Nope. That's just something I choose not to discuss. Because saying the wrong thing will have the wrong things in my inbox.
Good answer.
You know what? Y'all some damn sissies.
Well.
No, I don't feel like the slow boys in my damn inbox ask me stupid ass questions.
They gonna do that anyway.
For my life, Cheryl.
So thank you, Cheryl, for being honest.
I tell you this now. When I was younger, I ran up in something. I got one pump in and said, nope, this ain't for me.
Yeah, I've been there.
I don't know who you been with, but no.
No, I agree with you, Vic.
Exactly, John.
No.
Got to tie two before.
No.
That John been there. I'd be like, what the hell?
Well, I don't know if I can get there.
I can't stand
so
by
what Tyrone said.
What Tyrone said? Put it up.
I was trying to put it up. I can't put it up for some reason.
Where's it at? Oh,
Tyrone, men check out when there is no loyalty or they perceive there's no loyalty. Some cheat to test how deep the loyalty goes. They need therapy, but that's how they think. That's an interesting point because he said they need therapy and it's not cool, but that's how some men do think. That's a good point, Tyrone.
So you're gonna cheat on me, break my heart,
Right.
Mess up the trust in our relationship. To
To
test
see
my
if I'm
loyalty.
loyal. That
I
makes
thought we was
no
talking about
sense.
weenie sizes.
What?
Oh, go
No,
ahead.
no, Victor. Yeah, that makes no sense. But I mean,
It
if
doesn't make sense. That's why he said they need therapy, because he
yeah,
said they
that's what
need
I'm saying. Yeah,
therapy.
they definitely need therapy behind that
Yeah.
because if you're trying to you're checking me to see if I'm loyal to you, but you're gonna go out there and cheat to see how loyal I am, that makes
Yeah, that don't
absolutely
make
no
sense.
sense. But to
Doesn't
each
make
his
any
own.
sense.
Why
To
y'all feel like he needs therapy? He's just playing a childish game.
Because
That's
he
what he
still
put.
has a
That's what he put
child
in the
mind.
comment. That's what he put in the comment.
No,
Yeah, he has a child mind, so therefore
not
it's
him.
something in
He's
his
speaking.
brain. No, not
He's
him. I'm just saying,
yeah.
speaking in general to a guy. The reason why he's saying that that particular individual needs therapy because there is something in his brain that has not grown up.
Why
That
you
he
feel like
feels
that's a
like I have to hurt you to test your loyalty.
why do you feel like that's not an adult thing? Because adults play those games all the time.
Some people
Yeah,
do
but a lot
that.
of times,
Huh?
as adults, just because somebody is a certain age does not mean their brain is that age.
And
You
sometimes,
realize maturity is all relative, right? You
yeah,
Yes.
yeah, I
y'all
guess
y'all
so.
realize that.
Yeah, it
And
is.
Yes.
well,
But
let's
some
go back
people,
up.
but some people do say that I'll go out there and cheat, even though it's warped mentality. They say I'll go out there and cheat because other people do tit for tat. Or if you cheat, I'm going to cheat. So basically saying, let me go out there and cheat to see if this person is going to do the same thing to me and be tit for tat. And when you find out they're not tit for tat, then you be like, oh, I got a loyal person. It's crazy. It's warped thinking, but some people do that.
You're gonna lose me.
You're right. And they should. I got it. I
Well,
good. They should.
this is what Tyrone commented before he made that comment. Men get emotionally attached to a woman who has his back. Loyalty is the first priority. We get hurt, and when you prove disloyal,
Disloyal.
But it's
Proving.
hard. It's hard. I'm not gonna say to prove because I don't try to prove anything. Like it's either you see it or you don't. But it's kind of hard when a man is already hurt. It's like that baggage is just something he's going to hold on to. And it's crazy because a lot of people say like women bring a lot of baggage to a relationship sometimes. But I don't think men realize the baggage that they bring
yes,
off
oh,
of
we
their
baggage
decisions.
claim. We baggage checkers. I know that.
But
Yeah,
a
we
lot of men don't take accountability like that and
yeah,
say like, yeah, I have baggage. Like, oh, I don't trust everybody. There's a reason why you don't trust everybody. But if you was to express that to me, and I understand that's a hard thing to do to put down your wall and tell somebody, this hurt me. I get that, but
you know why, Nick, it's hard to
it's
trust.
hard.
You know what? You know why it's hard to
It ain't
trust?
hard for me to trust.
Sometimes it's after you get hurt. And I'm just gonna go there. You talk about Freaknik. I'm just throwing it out there. When you
Mhm.
start to see women in relationship over and over and over, laying with your boy, laying with you, seeing these people that say they live these, they're in a relationship and they continue to cheat. When you see the world is sexmatized, whatever, you start to lose trust in people. So if you've been hurt, like Victor said, baggage claim. Once we get hurt, we put up that guard. And then you got to realize, and I can't speak for Victor, but I've
Mhm.
known what I've seen with women married in relationships that have cheated. And I'm not calling them bad people. I'm just saying it's not easy to trust the opposite sex. The same way you women look at us and see certain things and say it's hard to trust us. It's understandable in the world we are in today.
wait, let's
Okay,
stop right there. So
okay.
hold, I mean, sorry, Nick, wait a minute. So do y'all really, you say that, but do men really understand what women go through? Because women put up
No,
with
they
a
don't.
lot.
They
We've
don't.
been hurt multiple times, but we still let another man in.
No,
But you all won't do that because your guards are all the way up here.
We let
But
them
Well,
win.
but
We let them win.
we'll
and I was
be
gonna touch on that. Go ahead.
yeah. I mean we are quicker to let
you can't
someone.
say that.
Well, I wouldn't say quicker, but what I will say is this.
I'm speaking from experience for me.
Yeah. I mean, you're not wrong. You're not wrong at all.
A lot of men have been hurt, and you still don't see us going into our 50s and 60s on in the internet bitching it. Not let me take the word bitching out there, complaining that we can't find a woman because we do let women back in. We do let women back in.
The
I don't see it either,
a woman.
I can show you 10 right now.
Just show me. Send it to my inbox.
Yeah.
Please.
I send you one that I had to jump on their ass to
I don't see it.
And I don't even know who she was.
But what I will say is this: when it comes to what you see and what you view as a relationship, like you see women in relationships, married, all of that, sleeping with you and your homeboys. Why are you associated with people like that? You are putting yourself in the environment where you're around women like that, and you're going to attract women like that because you participate in those type of behavior. I realize sometimes I had to remove myself from certain women and certain men in order to have something healthy.
Okay, so let me just respond to that. I'm saying that, and I use the word freaknik in our younger days, but some of us see our uncles, some of us see our brothers, some see other people that we see do this. It's not that we hanging out all the time, and sometimes we do see when we go out to the club and we may meet up with a friend and he may dip off with a married woman. It's not that we hanging with them. We may run into them and we know them. What I'm saying is this is what we see in our environment. Not all the time, but this is what we see.
But you don't see what I'm saying. Even if it was your uncle, your daddy, or whoever, you're at an age to
that I make my own choices not to do that if I choose
with them.
I'm not gonna. Don't tell me I can't be associated with my uncle. If he does bad behavior, I'm not hanging with him. But if that's my uncle, he come over to the house, I'm gonna hang with my uncle at the house. But I choose not to live my life like him. That's me. But you can't say I got to disassociate from my uncle. Just like y'all say, y'all don't have to disassociate.
But when you associate with him, and I'm not telling you to stop talking to your uncle, but what I'm saying is when you associate with him and you have something in common with him, you're gonna.
But if I don't have it in common, I just said if I don't.
But I'm not finished. But you're hanging out with him, so I mean, you can't hang out with somebody you don't have something in common with. Like I can't hang out with my cousins I have nothing in common with. So therefore, you have something in common with him enough to talk to him and hang out with him. Right. So therefore, his views are now your views. You are
I totally disagree with that.
And you can totally disagree with that. But for you to sit here and say, well, my uncle was messing with somebody's wife, so therefore I have trust issues based off of somebody else's experience and somebody else's environment that I'm not even a part of, but I'm making myself a part of because I am hanging and talking with this individual. If you weren't associating with him like that, you wouldn't even know who, what, where, and how he was sleeping with.
I just disagree with that from the perspective that if that's because I associate with I'm just using my uncle as an example. If I'm just using that and we get together, we play cards together. I'm not a big drinker like that, but we drink together or whatever. That's that. Whatever he does in his personal life and he decides to share that, that's his business. If I choose not to do that and I'm not hanging with him when he's doing that, that's not what I'm doing. What I'm saying is what we see. We are an environment that we communicate. We hear what boys do. We hear what our friends do. We hear sometimes what our uncles do. And it might not be on the up and up. And I'm just saying, right, that's all I'm saying.
Women and men as well. Because as women, and Veronica may agree with me, when you're around a woman that's like that, like she's sleeping with somebody's husband or somebody's boyfriend or something like that, she can be talking out the side of her neck about whoever. Oh yeah, his wife don't know that. We will remove ourselves from that conversation completely.
Yeah,
I got you. So, I'm not debating it. Go ahead, Vic.
I'll say this: I can't hang with nobody who I morally don't respect. If I'm hanging with a guy who cheats and that's what he does, and I know he's an actively cheater, then I'm accepting his behavior morally. I'm saying that it's okay to do that. That I get it. You know what I'm saying? And I get what she's saying.
I mean, I get what Nick's saying, but I'm just saying that when I got in a relationship and my boy was single still and he's doing his thing, I pull myself out going to the club, this, that, and other, but we play softball together. If we play softball together and we meet up to go to the park and then I come home with him, that's what I do with him. I'm not going to stop playing softball with him But that's all we do. But
And you
I'm
should
not
have.
doing that other stuff with him, and he's not pulling me into that. So I'm just saying
But
that
then you wouldn't
sometimes
know.
you know
associated
what
with.
people are doing.
But you wouldn't know
Again,
about any of that
I
other.
get.
oh yes, you
behavior.
will know if he tells you about it.
Then you
Listen.
Oh,
still,
yo,
yeah,
man, I was,
then you
yo,
accept it.
no, I'm not
But see, on
accepting
a
if I'm
level that
playing
he feels.
softball with him.
No.
I get what
That's not
Fatina's
what we're
saying.
saying.
Fatina's saying that he can go and play a sport with someone, even
Right.
though he know what he is doing on the side. He have a mistress or whatever. That don't mean I have to stop playing softball with this
Exactly.
man.
That's
It's
not
a
what we're
game.
saying, though.
But
That's
that's
just
what
like
I'm
That's
saying.
not
wait
what
a
we're
minute.
saying. No.
That's just like if I'm playing basketball. I'm on a basketball team with this female, and I know she's doing her husband dirty, a boyfriend, whoever. I'm still gonna play the game of basketball, but we cutting it right there. Like I'm not getting
Exactly.
ready
Yeah,
to
I ain't
hang
walking
out with
home
you.
with you.
I'm
I ain't
not.
walking home with you.
I'm not
No,
getting ready. I'm not getting ready
Get ready
to,
ride
to
home
hang
with
out
me,
with
home.
you while you do your dirt and all that. No,
Right. That's
where
what
I
I'm saying,
draw the
Veronica.
line.
That's what I'm
but
saying.
but
Y'all
that's
take
not
it
what I'm
somewhere.
explaining. No, but that's not what I'm explaining. Even in in your situation where you're saying you just play softball with him, if that's all that is that y'all are doing, y'all are not really kind of talking outside of softball. You wouldn't know any of that.
That's
You
not
wouldn't know
true,
what he's
Neek. That's
doing.
not
Oh,
true.
they
That's
talk.
not true.
They
But
That's
I'm
not
saying,
true.
but then
If
y'all
that
are
was my
talking
boy,
outside of
if that would remember what I said that we
But
also
I
have
understand
done.
that. 15,
Remember what I
15,
remember
give
what
me
I
a second.
said. We also did
Give
dirt
me a second.
when we were single, but when I got into a relationship and he's still
Give me a
single,
second.
and I decide, don't tell me that he's still not gonna say, yo, man, you know that just lady at the job, like we playing ball and we get a ride home and he say, yo, so and so,
Then
man,
cut it
at the
short.
Okay, let
job.
me
Cut
finish.
it short.
Yeah.
I
But
don't
no,
don't
let me finish.
you think
Let me
Victor, you
finish.
gonna do that? Then you
Yes.
do that. I'm not gonna do that.
That's
But let
I'm
me
you.
being real.
but
I'm just
let
saying
me
if he
finish. Can I
he's
So
not
you
gonna sit.
saying I'm not?
I don't know what you're gonna do.
I don't
I,
hang with
I
anybody
get
who
what
I
Fatina's
morally
saying.
don't
And that's
respect.
fine. That's
I
fine. But
don't.
I get what he's saying too.
I'm hearing what you're
Well, I'm
saying,
trying
but
to
I'm
get,
telling
but
you that
you're
ain't
not
the
hearing
damn
me.
real world, y'all. That ain't the
But
real world.
That is
but
the
you're
real
not
world.
That's
listening
your
to
real
me.
world.
You're
Wait a minute.
responding,
Time
but you're
out.
not listening to me.
Go ahead,
You're
Nick.
responding, but you're not listening to me. I'm not saying that once that friend feels comfortable telling you that, they feel like you accept it. That's what I'm trying to tell you. I understand y'all just play softball. Outside of that, y'all really don't go to the bars together. Y'all don't really hang out like
How does
that.
that mean
But
I
when y'all
accept it
together,
because he tells me because I'm not his moral conscience?
but no, but if I feel comfortable telling you something, I feel like you're
Because
okay
I'm
with
your
it
boy?
because you're not gonna check. You're not gonna check me. You're not
Why
checking
should
me.
I
Telling
have
me
to
what I'm
check
doing
him?
is
Now I'm gonna say
Why
this.
should I have to check a grown man that I'm only playing softball with, and he decides to tell
You're not
me, and
listening
then
to
I'm
her.
gonna sit here and say, well,
it's not.
blah, 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 you shouldn't be doing
You're not
that. I'm
listening
not,
to her, bro. You're not listening.
but
Just
you
listen to
just
what
she just said I should be checking him.
No, she didn't.
She
No,
said
she
if
didn't.
I'm not checking him.
That's accepting him. That's what Nick said. If you're not
Yeah,
checking him,
if
then
you're
you
not checking
accept.
them, you're accepting it.
I don't give a
But
damn what he's doing.
I have to I agree with what Fatina's saying, and it's just like if I was friends with someone for 20 years, they just recently started stepping out on their husband. I'm gonna tell them about themselves. I'm gonna tell them,
Exactly.
but that's not gonna stop me from hanging out with my 20-year friend who I've been
Really?
friends with over 20 years.
When
But
you
I'm
check
definitely
her,
gonna tell her about herself.
when you check her, that's gonna stop her from feeling comfortable
Not
enough to come and tell
necessarily.
you.
It may and it
Oh
may
yeah, she
not.
ain't gonna tell me nothing else now.
Yeah, she ain't gonna tell you
tell me.
nothing else. She gonna still, like, okay, respectfully, I ain't gonna say nothing else to you.
Right.
But
Right,
once
and
you
I
enter
agree with
into that
that.
conversation,
Right.
I
that's
Because
all
you
I'm
know
saying.
how I feel. Yeah.
But that's all I'm saying. I'm not saying that, you're not supposed to have those. No, if my friend tells me she's cheating on her boyfriend, husband, or whoever, I tell her, well, that's real messed up.
Yeah.
She's gonna step back like, okay, I can't tell her everything because she feels like, now she wants to have all these morals. That's how she's gonna view it. So when y'all finish playing softball or whatever, and y'all go in y'all separate ways, he's not gonna tell you nothing because he's gonna be like, nah, I ain't even gonna,
Because you
so I
already
don't feel like
nipped
hearing that negativity. That's how he's
Right.
gonna look at it.
it. You already nipped it in the bud. When you nip it that first time when they come to you about something, you shouldn't have no more issues with them coming telling you anything about what they're doing because
Got it.
they already know you
I
don't want
got
to
it.
hear it.
Mhm.
I got it.
And that's going to be me. That would be me. But I understand totally where you're coming from, Fatine, and I understand what you're saying too, Neat. All
Yeah,
right,
I
so it's
do.
almost 10 o'clock. Let's wrap it up. Let's give
This
our
got
final
good.
thoughts.
This got good at the end. It really got good.
Yeah. So final thoughts on
I ain't wrapping nothing up.
We see that.
And I'm about to say,
We see that.
obviously.
Obviously, brother.
so if y'all remember the letter, for the young lady that may still be watching, what advice would you all give her about how to approach a man? Should she or shouldn't she?
Nick, you
We
go
need. We'll
first.
start with you.
Yeah.
I would definitely say that if you're going to approach a man, make it soft, make it feel like it's their idea. I would definitely not do it at work. Um, don't try to, be too direct because it may come off as too masculine.
Mm-hmm.
And um, just make it soft. Just act like he's making all the decisions. Oh, let's go out for drinks. Oh, don't worry about it. I got it. And he'll probably even pull his wallet out at that point anyway.
Hmm. Fatine.
I go with Nick on that job thing. I mean, we even get trained about having relationships on the job. You can't tell us not to, but if we do, we got to kind of let our supervisors know about that at our job. But I do agree with that doing that at the job. But I don't have a problem with a woman approaching a man. I just don't. I can't sit here and tell her how to do that. I'm not gonna sit here and take that away from a woman. A woman feels how she chooses to feel. And if she chooses to approach a man now, just, approach him, at the end of the day. But realize that when you're approaching, you're inviting. And if you're sending that invitation out, you're inviting. So be prepared to follow through on the invitation and also spending the money on the invite if you're going out to spend money.
So you shouldn't date at work. Um, Understand that there's a double standard when it comes to dating. Completely different show. Realize that as a man, we we are used to rejection at some point in our life. We've been rejected, and as we get older, we learn how to deal with rejection way better than women do. So, if, ma'am, if you ready for that, because if this man rejects you and he's messy, you probably gonna have to find someplace else to work. Maybe. It may not go that way. But just understand when it comes to rejection that I
Mm-hmm.
can spin that thing however I want to because you approach me. But when a man approaches a woman, it's perceived as something completely different. So, ma'am, you're going into uncharted territory. Yes, there are women that approach men all the time, but you are playing in your backyard at your job. Leave that shit alone because it could go so many different ways wrong and
Mm-hmm.
only one way right.
Yep.
So if you're willing to take that damn chance, then I say go for it. But I wouldn't do it
Yeah.
because of all the different elements that is in play.
Right. Yeah. That was all of you had really good points. I'm definitely with you on that, Victor. Like you have to be careful, especially playing that close to home, trying to date someone who you're working with, a coworker. Like, and this guy is new. You don't know anything about him. Um, been on the job 2 months. You don't know if he's one of those talking knuckleheads that'll go around and lie about what happened and all that crap. You definitely have to be careful, and then you're definitely going to be uncomfortable on your job if something like that starts spreading around where y'all work at. So I wouldn't do it if I was you. Try to approach someone outside of your job. I know sometimes we get caught up with the looks and the personality of people and how they. She don't know if he got that or not, Victor. But
Y'all print watch. Y'all print watch.
but just be careful, ma'am. Don't put yourself in a position that you're going to regret for the rest of your life or however long you work there or whatever. So just be careful. Continue scrunching.
Yeah, because I think about how many people in the medical field, nurses and doctors and
Well,
assistants.
I mean, that's a hospital. Somebody could be way on the west wing, and somebody could be like in a whole totally different department. But I'm saying if they
That's
work,
different.
yeah, that's different. But if they work like in a small, like I don't know where she worked, but if it's like
Honda.
You can work at a call center. That's
like
they
where
all
I'm,
on each
really
other.
where I'm at is very like it's what? How many people in that building? 14, maybe 14 people. And I'm counting the part-timers that come in and out and in and out. So really full-time people where I'm at is maybe 8 of us. And if I call myself trying to date someone there, it will be very awkward. But just be careful. I'm not saying don't date inside your workplace, because I mean it happens. Some people it happened and it's a beautiful thing. They're together for a long time. But I'm saying like don't approach him.
Yeah, because when it's good, it's good, and when it's bad,
It's bad.
as Victor said, it can get real messy.
Real messy, quick. So just feed off him first, ma'am. See if he'll approach you. I don't know. Just don't approach him. But thank you so much for writing your letter. We appreciate you. And everyone that take time and write their email letters or give their topic suggestions. Thank you so much. We appreciate you. And if you have an email letter, if you have a topic suggestion, if you would like to be a guest on the show, please email us tangyteaoflife@gmail.com. I'm the only one see the emails. So please feel free to do so. Neat, welcome.
Mhm.
Welcome to the team. Thank you so much. Brother Patine, WBLS radio station, New York. Thank you so much. Brother Victor, damn it, boy White. Thank you. I know you want to get in the bed. You're tired, but thank y'all so much. I appreciate each and every one of you. And have a great week. Thank y'all so much for your comments. Thank y'all so much for watching the show and supporting every Tuesday. We appreciate you all. Tell your friends, your family about our podcast. Share our posts and our videos, and because we definitely going to have a lot of stuff coming your way for Tangy Tea. And we'll talk with y'all later. And oh, I can't wait until we get this show going because John be doing a lot. But have a great night. Have a great night. Thank y'all so much. Enjoy your weekend and love upon one another, love upon your family, your friends, and enjoy life to the fullest. Good night, guys.
Buenas noches.